Vacuuming. That's going to be a pet peeve of a lot of people. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I look at that as a workout, right? Because it's another way of working out. Okay. So there is a right way and wrong way to vacuum. And this is what some of the things that are standard. Things like you start with a clean vacuum. So empty the canister. Often don't neglect brushes, filters, and belts. So make sure you do that. Don't vacuum around clutter. Yeah, that's pretty standard. You don't want to suck up plant leaves, coins, toys. You want to dust first before you do the vacuuming, so any of the dust gets onto the floor, hopefully, instead of, I know it goes into the air, but hopefully it falls onto the floor before you go to the vacuum. But here's the thing. Guys, how many times, Chuck, I want to hear your answer, Brad and Greg, how many times should you make a pass over the carpet? This is the thing that blew my mind. Brad is putting up 2, which either means victory or 2 times.
Peace with your vacuum cleaner.
Yeah. Chuck, you want to take a guess at this? How many times?
When I do it 1.5.
Oh, so you go
you're
forward?
the overlapper.
Yeah.
I go forward, and then I come back over half, and then forward, then back over half.
Okay. Greg, anyone?
Yeah. I would say, I'm going to say it's 1 good pass, meaning 2, 1 up,
Right.
1 down.
Back. And then the overlap.
Make that little V.
Okay.
So it's kind of 2.5 or, 1 full, then you move.
All right.
But Chuck may be describing the same thing as well.
Same thing. Experts say you should be making multiple passes over the carpet. It's important to vacuum several times over each area as you go. 1 pass rarely picks up all the dirt and the debris on the floor. So 2 or more passes. Slowly pull the vacuum backward to catch anything that may not have been picked up from the initial pass. After making 2 passes in 1 row, move to the next row and overlap the previous row. Much like mowing a lawn, though I don't know that I overlap. This will ensure no dirt, dust, or debris gets left behind. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I got one other quick story on that, Bob. Vacuuming is fascinating to me.
Yeah.
So I would also recommend that you have a vacuum with a HEPA filter. And if you have pets, make sure that you get one of those pet hair equipped vacuum cleaners. But I did a mold investigation in a house, and the clients were convinced that the mold that they had on their ceiling was making them sick because their kids were having some problems, and the allergist said, hey, they're allergic to some different types of molds. Find the mold. They found these spots. We tested the spots. The spots were nothing. I tested the air in their living room where they had no problems. They didn't think they had any complaints. Hardwood floors with an area rug, and they had extraordinarily high Aspergillus penicillium in this room. And they're like, what happened? Well, what they found out was that several months earlier, their kids found some rotted oranges in a fruit basket, and they were throwing them around the living room. And all of that got into the carpet, and that's where the mold was found. It was actually growing carpet. But the lady of the house, if you will, she was so excited because she'd been using a 12-year-old vacuum cleaner from when she and her husband originally got married. And she was finally going to get an upgrade to, I won't name the name, but that had a HEPA filter. And she was doing a little dance and a jig when I told her that we found it in the carpet. So
guess who left the rotted oranges around for the kids to throw around?
That was her move.
Premeditated planning.
She planned it out well.
That was well done. If you're thinking of selling, we have a free, no obligation booklet that could give you a lot of hip tips and get you going. It's 150 plus tips. You can simply send me an email, bob@WeSellLouisville.com, and in the subject, just put home selling tips, and I will send it right back out to you. Bob@WeSellLouisville.com is the email address.